Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, hi, my name is Kat, and we are on a day 7, the last day of the week, of an entire week of ODEN'S Eye. And for today, we have the Norn's palette. It's a big palette, not a mini one, so we're going to be doing 2 different eye looks again, so we can use as many of these colors as humanly possible. But you can already tell that this is very different than the Alpha 2 palette because there are a lot more deeper shades on here. This is definitely something that would be far more inclusive as far as the number of people that would be able to utilize these shades. So super duper excited about that. It looks like there are 4 true matte shades, a couple shimmers, quite a few metallics, just a whole bunch of different formulas. So I'm super duper excited to try this guy out. And for the Alpha 2 highlighter palette that we're going to be using, today is going to be the last shade. So we're going to jump into Sylphs, which is the kind of whitish with a little bit of purple in it. So let me go ahead and slap that on real quick. I'm going to use my brush for this one. Not wanting to have it layered on too thick so that I think this is a nice level of sheen. And then we will swatch, and then I will go over who the winners are of my 1-year anniversary giveaway. And so we'll do that. I have the number generator, and I literally wrote up who all the neutral people were and who all of the colorful people were. And so we will get into that as soon as we are done swatching, and then we will get into the eye look, so that for those of you that just wanted to know the giveaway and then hop on out, you can see what the palette has to offer, then find out who won, and then dip if you wanna. First shade is going to be Dazed, and this is a very light neutral gray. Who knew my skin tone was that gray? See if I can build it up a little bit more. It does have a little bit of a tannish beige undertone, but you can see just very, very light. Then we have Pink Chameleon, which is 100% an iridescent multi-chromey guy. Yes, this is actually very reminiscent to me of what the Kaleidos multi-chrome highlighter looks like. It's got that kind of pink to gold to green type shift. And so you're seeing in the camera the pink to kind of orangey, and then as I'm looking at it, I am seeing yellow to green. So that is a super duper cool shade. Then the next shade is Realism, which is a deeper brown. I am fantastic at swatches, just covering up part of the, you know. So that is just a nice deeper brown. It appeared like it was a metallic, and it does have a little bit of a shine to it, but I have a feeling that when we put it on the eye, it's not gonna be super duper metallic-y. Then we have Amber Palace, which is a nice, very light shimmer shade, and this definitely looks like it would be more of a topper because it's very, very translucent. Then the next matte shade that we have is Mist, and this is just a really nice kind of lilac-y purple shade, a little bit more on the pastel side, but with somewhat of a medium tone. Then we have Optimism, which is a very nice metallic silvery gray, has a little bit of some goldish speckles. Then we have Passion, which is a nice just blood red type red. And that one also looks like it would be a bit of a metallic, but I think it's really more of just a shimmer. And then the next shade is Green Chameleon. Yeah, you can see the difference. This is a true metallic, and it is very nice lime green with a little bit of an olivey undertone. So very, very pretty. I think I'm gonna do the other half on this arm so we can just see the two of them together. So first up is the shade Obsessed. And that is a bit more of a shimmer, but very comparable to the matte shade that is Mist, but with just a little bit of some speckles. So this kind of looks like one of those shimmer shades that's a matte with some sparkles in it. Then we have Pragmatism, and this is definitely a medium brown matte shade. Then we have Colorful Black, which is just a very nice black tone. Doesn't look like it has any undertones of any other shades, so it's just a really nice charcoal black shade. Then we have Outsider, which is another matte, very deep teal shade. This is very pretty. So you can definitely see this entire row is a little bit deeper than some of the other shades already. And definitely all 4 of these shades are deeper than any of the shades that we saw in the Alba 2 palette. And now we are getting into the final row, which looks like it is all metallic shades, and I think a couple of these are duochromes. So the first one is Hallucination. Yeah, that is definitely a duochrome, might even be a multi-chrome. So you're getting like a green to blue shift, and as I look at it, I'm seeing a bit of purple into the green and blue. That is a beautiful shade. Then we have Self, which is not quite as opaque, so a bit more of a topper, but has purple with a little bit of some blue speckle. All right, then we have Glamour, which is a very nice orangey metallic. And then the last shade is Charming. And this guy is also a bit more transparent, and so it's like a purple to blue shift, but also very, very pretty. So this is the entirety of the palette that we are going to be working with. Definitely some very fun shades. I think that we'll be able to create some really nice stuff. I almost don't even like, I need like a 3rd and 4th eye because there are so many really fun shades in here. So I'm gonna have to think for a second, especially with a few of those multi-chromes and duochromes. Those are gonna be very, very fun to work with. But first, let's go ahead and jump into the results of the giveaway. So we'll do the neutral one first and then the color. So for the neutral one, we had 18 people that wanted it. And so in the random numberizer, I need to put in what my mins and maxes are. So 1 is gonna be the minimum, 18 is the max. All right, guys, here we go. Random generator says number 13 is the winner, and that is Christy Smith. And so I will be emailing her because she does not have an Instagram, but congratulations, Christy Smith. So you're gonna be getting the neutral giveaway. And then for the colorful one, I need to change the maxes because we actually had 23 people that were interested in that one. All right, 1 through 23. So it says 13 on there because that was just the last one. And here we go. 11. And 11 is Felicia G. So congratulations to Felicia. So we have Christy and then we have Felicia. You guys are the 2 winners. Congratulations. I hope you guys like it. I was super duper excited to put everything together. In all of my future giveaways, I'm gonna try and include more and more indie brands as I can, just because I think it's super duper fun to have these products that not a lot of people have, and it's just something fun, you know, that you can kind of talk about. And so hopefully you guys like it. I definitely am already planning ahead. Like, my birthday is coming up in July, so that's definitely going to be a giveaway day for you guys. But I love doing this kind of thing. I sometimes just randomly do giveaways out of nowhere, but it's one of my favorite things to do. I love giving to you guys, so we'll see how that goes, but that is the first giveaway, so congratulations to both of you guys. Hopefully you like the stuff, and expect that I will be reaching out to you probably tomorrow just to get your guys' address and get everything out to you. So let's go ahead and jump into the 2 eye looks and see what we can come up with. All right, I think we're just gonna go ahead and dive in and see what we come up with as we go, because I am not entirely certain what I even really want to be doing right now, and so we just kind of need to start slapping some color on. So I think I'm going to start with the shade Dazed, which is that really light grayish beige, and we're going to coat the lid with that and then see where we go from there. And is a very neutral gray. Okay, so next I think for the under eye, we're gonna go with the 2 different brown shades, and then the black shade will be to just kind of smoke out the corner. And then for the lid, we're gonna go into the multi-chrome shade, which is this guy, and then we're gonna go into the green shade. This guy will go in the inner corner. So we're gonna have some interesting color combinations on the lid. We will go ahead and start with the browns. And so I'm going to start with the shade Pragmatism, which is this medium brown. And so okay, and then the inner half, we're going to go into Realism, which is this brown shade. And then we will smoke it out with the Colorful Black. So now we're gonna go into these interesting shades. So let's go ahead and jump into Pink Chameleon, see if it works with a brush first. I think it should because it looks like it is a good shade for a brush. So you can see that's fairly sheer, but went on top of the gray decently. And then we're going to blend that into the green shade next, which is Green Chameleon. That's this guy right here. I think the green is actually blending really nicely into the multi-chrome, but I do wish that it was a bit stronger. Let's go ahead and go into the inner corner with Amber Palace, which is this guy. I do like kind of the rainbow effect that's going on my lid. I think it's pretty. I do think that the green and the multi-chrome shade blend together really nicely. It's just a bit more subtle than I wish that the colors would be. I would like it just a smidge more if they were more like, boom, in your face. You know, this is a very subtle glam type look. But the deeper shades that are the matte shades that we put on the under eye are very nice and pigmented, and so I definitely think they went about it the right way with the deeper shades. All right, I am going to go ahead and tightline real quick on this eye and throw mascara on, and then we will get into the other look, which based on what I'm seeing on here is going to be super duper colorful because we're gonna do like a purple to blue. All right, so the look is all done. I'm gonna come in close so that you guys can see the final product. Hopefully the multi-chrome picks up in there a little bit where you can see the shift. But I think it looks really, really pretty how it all blended together. Just a little bit of like a fun pop of color for a bit more of a smoky eye that's going on. But I think that the shades are pretty, but again, I would like it a little bit more if they were just a smidge more pigmented on the metallics on the top of the lid. As far as like the level of fallout, this time around, almost none. And considering how chunky the Green Chameleon shade is, that was surprising. I was expecting there to be a decent amount of fallout, and there's like hardly any. The multi-chrome shade is definitely much more of a satin type finish as far as how it feels, and so you're not going to get tons of fallout from that. But I think that's also part of why it's not quite as pigmented, is that because it's that satiny shade, it doesn't pick up quite as well on the brush or on my finger as I would like. But I think it's still a super duper pretty eye. But now we're going to get into the other eye, and I have a feeling that this guy is going to look super duper pigmented. So it's going to be purples and blues, and then maybe we'll use that red shade on the under eye just to like do a lot of color. We'll see how I feel about that. I don't know yet. But we're gonna start off with purple, so we're gonna go into Mist first, which is that matte shade, and that'll be the inner half of my eye. Okay, and then the outer half, we're gonna go into Outsider, which is that deeper teal shade. All right, I think that blended out really nicely. Do I want that red shade underneath my eye is the question. I don't know why I'm booping myself in the nose. I do that to my dogs all the time. Maybe it's just internal payback. I think I will, just for funsies to see how it goes. And if I don't like it, we can always cover it up with something else. But we are going to go ahead and throw a Passion into the under eye. I don't think that looks bad. It certainly looks interesting, but we'll see what happens as we apply the rest of the stuff. Who knows? Okay, so for the inner, I think we will put on top the shade Self, which is this purple topper, and then we will start to blend that into Charming, and then I think as the final shade we'll go into Hallucination, just for funsies, and then on the inner corner we're gonna go with Optimism, which is this guy. So that is the arrangement of shades. That is super duper pretty. Oh man. Definitely using the finger is the right choice. Okay, next shade that we're gonna get into is going to be Charming. This is definitely a different formula than what Self is, because Self definitely comes across more as a topper shade, whereas with Charming, if you go in with your finger, it is drastically more opaque than what I was originally anticipating. Okay, and then the last shade is going to be Hallucination. Oh, this is turning into a mermaid eye, and I am okay with that. Oh, I like it. And again, just ever so slight a little bit of fallout. That was not nearly as bad as I was expecting yet again. Man, these eyes are so different, but like I kind of like both of them. I think I'm actually gonna go into Obsessed, which is this metallic shade for the back half, so it blends a little bit more into the bluish shade at the edge there. And then for the inner corner, we will go into Optimism. All right, I am going to go ahead and tightline and add mascara, but I already love this. Oh my god, I love it so much. It's so colorful and it's like all the mermaidy vibes. Oh. All right, and we are done. So I'm gonna go ahead and come in close for you guys. Take another look. Oh man, it is all the colorful vibes. This eye, just everything about it, I love it. And then this eye is also pretty cool, which I like all of it. I can't decide, I like both of them. Super colorful, neutral, I don't know. It is just all of it. I love all of it. But I don't know. You guys let me know what you think of both of the looks. Which one was your favorite? What you would have done differently with any of the color stories. So the only shades that I did not end up using were this orange shade, and yeah, that's literally it. The orange shade is the only shade I didn't use, so sorry if you were hoping to see the orange. All right, to finish up, let's take a look at all of the looks from this week as we do. And I think that the day one look that was all blue, I did like, but I would have liked it even more if the metallics had been like just a bit stronger. And I think that's one of the things with a lot of the metallics that's kind of a critique of mine from ODEN'S Eye, is that they're more of shimmers. They're not like true metallics, and so they don't give off that like extra strong, super pigmented type view that you would get from like a real metallic. Like these guys, especially on this eye, those are true metallics, really super pigmented. Absolutely love them. But with that blue look, I just would have liked it if it had been just a smidge stronger. With the day two look, I was actually really surprised with how the rainbow look turned out. This is not at all what I was expecting, and I thought it actually was really cute, very spring vibes, and so didn't really mind that one at all, given the way that the palette looked. And I was really concerned. I was like, I don't know what I'm gonna do with this look. I thought it turned out pretty great. I honestly think that the day three look was like my least favorite. It was very neutral, but I didn't really like how the kind of peachy tones were working with the pop of purple on the inner corner. It was not one of my favorite looks by any means, and so I think this was probably my least favorite one out of all of the looks that I've done. But let me know what you guys thought of that one. I think that the Verdandi palette one from day 4 was actually very interesting. I liked the oranger undertones that it had, and those metallics, even though they were kind of those flaky metallics, they were like foiled to the high heavens, turned out real nice. And so I think that as far as all of the palettes go for neutrals, I thought it was a very nice look. I think this one is still my preferred of the neutrals, but the Verdandi one was definitely a close second. I think that with day 5 combining the ocean and the forest palettes, that I did really like the blue look, how that turned out. I think that compared to the day 1 blue look, the ocean palette blue one turned out better. It was more so what I was wanting as far as like a light to dark gradient, and I think that it just turned out much prettier. And then I think that the greenish brown eye was interesting. It turned out better than I expected, but I think in the future I would probably flip-flop the 2 shades that were on my lid, where I would have the green closer to the goldish yellow that was on the inner corner, and I would have that lighter brown shade closer to the outside, so that you have like a more seamless transition rather than going like yellowish limey to brown to green to brown again. And then yesterday's look is definitely one of my favorites. I think it is actually just my favorite. Like, as much as I really like these 2 eyes, I think that yesterday's palette with the Erd palette that was like the mint chocolate chip eye look of my dreams. And so I really liked how those foiled shades turned out on my lid. I thought that the light mint green pastel shade blended really nicely with the darker brown shade, better than I was expecting, and so I thought that was very pretty. The only thing that I wish that I had done was take like 2 extra seconds to blend it a little bit further, because it was towards the edge there, not quite as seamless as I would have liked. And so that was just me being too hasty, but I think that the color combination, the palette itself, was absolutely beautiful. And so that's probably my favorite as far as all of the palettes go. And then for today, I think they're so unique that it's really hard for me to kind of decide which of these 2 I like more. I think that this is like all of the mermaidy vibes, lots of really cool colors going on. I think that all of the shimmer shades are gorgeous. I think that this eye is really fun to have, like a more smoky eye, but to add in a bit of a sheer multi-chrome with it, I thought turned out really nice. And I would actually do this as like a going out type of look in the future for sure. The Erd palette would be my first place palette, and then this guy is my second place palette, because both of these looks are stunning. And I mean, you could, with this color story, you could do so many different things. I mean, there's definitely some looks where I could have included the orange instead of the green to mix with, because that's the cool thing with a multi-chrome, especially one like this one that goes from like peachy to orange to gold to green. You can combine that with so many different things, and so I think this is lovely. I could have done a more monochromatic look with the kind of mauvey purples, could have done just a blue. I mean, there's just a neutral eye really. I mean, you could do whatever you want. So this, as far as versatility goes, this is definitely the palette to get. So that is my thought on this week's colors. Let me know what you guys thought, which ones were your favorites, least favorites, whichever way it goes, what you would have done differently, if anything. Give me a thumbs up if you liked the video, thumbs down if you did not. Either way, let me know. Congrats again to Christy and Felicia. I'm so excited for you guys. Hopefully you will love everything that you're about to get. Thank you so much to everyone that participated, and there will be more giveaways in the near future, but lots of fun things planned for the next couple weeks. The You Beauty palette from Glaminatrix did win out of the 2, although it was like 56% to like 44, whatever makes it 100, but it was like 1 vote away from it just being 50-50. And so I'm gonna do a video for both of them this week, and so the Glaminatrix video will be on Thursday, and then the Midas Drench Cosmetics palette will be on Sunday. So hopefully you guys are as excited for that as I am. If you made it to the end of the video and you have not yet subscribed, you should definitely subscribe just so you can be notified of all of the awesome sauce that is about to happen for the rest of this week. But this is a whole week of ODEN'S Eye, and you guys just go have a good one.